Is Brian Pang, he, him pronouns. And with me, we have Chris Lin, also he, him pronouns. We are here today to be in community with each other at the San Francisco Vigil to honor the 18 lives lost in the Monterey Park and Half Moon Bay mass shootings over the past week. There were also many family members affected, including many displaced from their homes and the Half Moon Bay farms. We thank you for joining us all. Before we kick off, we'd like to take a moment of silence and honor the 18 lives lost, which will be, the names will be on the screen here right behind me. Thank you very much. Okay, so before we actually kick off, we'd like to also share with you that the victim funds for both of the incidents are now up on GoFundMe. And these two funds are organized by Advancing Justice Southern California, the Asian American Foundation, Gold House, Asian Pacific Community Fund, Chinese for Affirmative Action, Stop AAPI Hate, Stand with Asian Americans, Chinatown Service Center, Advancing Justice Asian Law Caucus, Asian Pacific Fund, Community Youth Center of San Francisco, and many other partner organizations. We thank all these organizations for pulling together very quickly to put these funds together. And we definitely encourage everyone here, if you have the means, please do send through a donation. The proceeds will go directly to the victims' families and those in need of support. Also, if you are a corporate employee, your company may do a donation match. Please check in with your program, your company's program, and apply for a donation match if you're eligible. So today's vigil, we do have a full program. You will be hearing music, a candle lighting ceremony, and some speeches. This live stream will be made available later tonight for on-demand viewing. And we would also like to thank the following organizers for putting this San Francisco Vigil together. And the organizations are Communities as One, APAs versus Hate, Asians Are Strong, Asians Belong, Brady United Against Gun Violence, Chinatown Volunteer Coalition, Chinese American Democratic Club, Chinese for Affirmative Action, Compassion in Oakland, Dear Community, the Delta Chinatown Initiative, Moms Demand Action, Save Cantonese, Stand with Asian Americans, and Stand with Asians. There are also a number of resources available. There is one very great resource guide that was built by the Chinese for Affirmative Action and Stop AAPI Hate group. And that will be in a QR code coming up soon. Oh, even better. Thank you, Chris. And it looks like they're about to get started. So why don't we kick over to the live feed, and Chris and I will see you all soon. Thank you.
Just in case.
Yeah, you're one of the people who's meant to find. I'm with the Harvey Milk Club.
You were meant to find this?
He said Lily, Charles, and Albert will be meeting it, so I'll help pass out the tea lights.
Oh, I was just asked to Got it? Where's the Justin, Happy New Year. How are you? I don't know. I don't want to stand in front of these cameras. Okay, awesome. And then you can just place your things on it right here. She's here. Thank you. Mike, you're Mike from
Yeah,
Apple.
yeah.
Yeah, Mike Chop.
Yep.
Yeah, we met at your ERG rap.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then what's the picture?
Where are you gonna stand?
I'm going to be facing so I can get out.
Wait till the left, you just stay there. Perfect, that's good. Now the season is live. I can just yeah, that's one thing. Like, if people really want to go and immerse in this subject, because she means the nation is ain't there. It's great. It's a big spiral circle. Doesn't quite go anywhere. But I hope that the story
Thank you. Beautiful.
Good evening. Thank you, everyone. I'd like to start out by, my name is Charles Jung. I'm the executive director of APAs versus Hate. I'd like to start out by introducing our Gujang player, Winnie Wong, who has Winnie has been practicing, and she started playing Gujang since the age of 4 and has trained. I know several of you in this audience, and I can tell you how much heart she has, because she has a full day of students and performances. And when we invited her to perform at this event in front of you at this time, she rescheduled her students, she rescheduled her classes so that she could perform for you. So deepest appreciation to Winnie Wong.
Thank you.
Your candles are lit. I'd ask you to observe 1 minute of silence. After observing the minute of silence, out of respect for the victims, rather than identifying their names, we will chime a bell for each soul lost. And we'll start with 11 chimes by Josephine Zhao, and then proceed to 7. So first for the Monterey Park victims, and then the Half Moon Bay victims. So please hold a moment of silence. And let me please introduce my co-organizer, Josephine Zhao. Most of you in this crowd know her, so I don't feel like she needs much introduction, other than to say this is the first time I've organized with Josephine, and before I did that, I asked around about who Josephine was. But let me tell you that what I've observed is someone who has a commitment to service, a real heart of service, and who is so thoughtful about planning a meaningful event centered around healing and bringing the community together. Josephine Zhao.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Tonight, with a heavy heart, we're grieving together. We're exploring together. We're healing together. We are looking for causes. We are looking for change. There are guest books here for you to sign and share your thoughts, and we'll deliver the guest books to the victims when we can. Mental health resources are with the guest books. Please utilize them. When the news broke that a gunman attacked and killed Asian Americans in Monterey Park, and then another incident in Half Moon Bay, emotions ran through my mind. It's the Lunar New Year, a time for togetherness and celebration. But what led to these shootings? Would it be loneliness, conflicts, isolation, abandonment, disputes, frustrations, or love turned into hate? I thought of a time when I have mental health crisis as well. I used to be a workaholic. I worked day and night, night and day. I was feeling that I was making a contribution to my family and my community. But one day, my world collapsed. I lost the dearest thing of my heart. I did not know how to put myself together. I lost all directions. Luckily, I have many friends like you that supported me. I did not do stupid things, but instead, I buried the hurt as if nothing had happened. My friends suggested me to seek professional help. I was like, who that doesn't know me can give me advice that I don't know myself? My friend Susanna practically dragged me into a session. I experienced some of the most advanced mental health technology. There's layers and layers of scars in my heart that I used to numb myself started to unravel. I was able to reset and rebuild myself from inside out. I'm stronger than ever, and I'm able to have the courage to be here to share with you. When the news broke about Monterey Park and Half Moon Bay, I was tempted to go back to my old way of avoidance. As if we don't talk about it, we stay away from it, nothing had happened. We would not have brought shame and guilt and bad luck to our community. But I knew better. We can overcome the fear. We can stand together. We can open a dialogue. We can talk it through. We can shine lights so that we can seek the reason for why these things happen, and then make changes together. And that's the only way to transform bad luck to good. Please allow me to say this in Chinese. 農曆新年本來應該係喜慶嘅時候，但係發生咗2次嘅槍擊案，究竟係咩原因？情緒定係精神因素？我本身亦經歷過呢一啲問題，因為係工作狂失去咗我最深愛嘅一切。好彩我有啲朋友，我亦冇做傻事。朋友叫我去揾心理輔導，我覺得呢個世界有邊個能夠更了解我？直到我嘅好朋友余嘉文拉咗我去一個輔導班，經歷咗最先進嘅精神科技，使到我能夠重新振作。而呢個悲劇使到我本能咁樣去行返老路去進行迴避。但係係咪唔講呢啲嘢就唔會有家醜同埋惡運呢？但係我哋知道，只有逾越呢啲恐懼，開誠佈公，先至能夠將集體嘅意志去扭轉呢啲負能量，凝聚共同力量去轉運消災。Let's hear from speakers who are experts on domestic violence, mental health, and gun violence. Thank you.
Thank you, Josephine. Next we'll hear from my dear friend Orchid Pusey. Orchid grew up in mainland China and in the United States, and for 20 years she has served the community and serves as the executive director of the Asian Women's Shelter, where she focuses on how to bring healing in the path in the wake of violence. Orchid Pusey.
Thank you. 观众朋友们好。My name is Orchid, and I thought I would start by telling you that my brother, my older brother, is Year of the Rabbit. And I love the Year of the Rabbit because I love my brother. I also have rabbits at home. And I was so excited. I've had a rabbit background on my Zoom for a month, waiting for Year of the Rabbit. I know it's not rabbit for everybody, just talking about my family. And I got a rabbit cookie cutter to make rabbit cookies and to make rabbit buns. So I was very ready. And then Monterey Park happened. And then I got an email from a journalist in Los Angeles, and she wanted to talk with me about domestic violence and family violence and mass gun violence because they're so connected. And then before I talked to her, Half Moon Bay happened. And then after I talked to her, Oakland at the gas station happened, just 2 exits from me. And after that, I had what I think many of us have, which is just I wanted to stay home. I didn't want to go to anything that was still happening in San Jose for New Year, didn't want to go, didn't go. I didn't, just sitting at a red light at a gas station, I mean, not a gas station, just on the road, I just felt insecure, unsafe. I just wanted to be home. And so I extra want to thank the people who organized this event and you for doing whatever it took for you to come out here, for all of us to come out here. For some of us, maybe it was nothing, easy. And for other people, maybe it took more effort. Maybe you feel nervous. And I want to thank everybody because I do think that when we come together, not just read about it online, not just have our own feelings in the quiet, but actually come together, as was already said, and acknowledge it and talk about it, then we can actually share our strength with each other. Not just find our private way to stuff it down or face it, but to actually share strength so that we can find hope together. So then I learned, okay, I'm going to have this opportunity to come here and to say something. And then I thought, I have no good enough words for this, for you. And I thought it's because we all know that no words, no speech, no amount of time, no amount of prayers, no amount of policy analysis of legislative change will actually bring back lives and peace that have been taken. And that's the devastation of violence, that you can't undo it, you can't delete it, you can't make it right later and make it as if it never happened. It's impossible. And so the need for healing together isn't about undoing the past. I have no words that will do that. The devastation is devastation, loss, and trauma, period. But we come together because it's not just about trying to undo what's past. It's to hold what's happened in the past and have enough courage, as Brandon from Lili Ballroom said, to have courage and strength to persevere and to share that with each other so that when I'm low and you have more, you can share it with me. And later when you're feeling low and I've got more, I can share it with you. And I think I'm so grateful to all of you for coming here because, especially in my field, sometimes I can get very down because I'll see that when violence is done by someone outside of our community, everybody comes together. It's so easy. Outrage is so easy. when the person who committed violence doesn't look like you, talk like you, celebrate what you celebrate. And then when the people are being hurt, as they are before they come to Asian Women's Shelter, as they are across every community, when they're being hurt by people in their own community, sometimes the community is silent. And there's a shame that quiets everything down. Or there's a shame that causes questioning of the people who've been hurt. And I just want to be here tonight and say that there is no shame in violence happening within a community. The shame is from pretending it's not there. The shame is from doing nothing about it. The shame is pretending that it'll go away by itself without your participation. That's the shame. And I think that's healthy shame. If you feel it, it's good. You're human, you care. And you can move past it and actually do something with your feelings. And so I want to just say that in this situation, we're still learning, and honestly, there will be no satisfying answer. If you're waiting for the satisfying answer, find another way to be satisfied, because there isn't one. There are so many ingredients that go into these situations, which can be depressing on the one hand, but can also be invigorating because it means there are so many solutions. There isn't just one, and you can be part of so many of them. And I want us to think and remember, as I did immediately when I heard the news first at Monterey Park, to remember that over 60% of mass gun violence incidents start with domestic violence and family violence. And if it's not domestic violence, you can look very quickly and see a history of hate, of misogyny, of homophobia that did not get support and education. It didn't get attention. It grew. It grew in the dark without access to change. And in this case, as in every case, regardless of what actually is happening, what gets reported on about each story, I want us to remember the people who are in the families. And we don't need to barge into their personal life, but to remember that what comes out in the community, it always starts at home. And that's why having peaceful homes, peaceful childhoods, peaceful elder years is the center of my career. That's what I care the most about, is that we have more and more peace for everybody. And that when we're in our home, in our family, and we know the dynamic, we know when something's not quite right. We know that someone is really struggling, and all they've learned since childhood is how to express anger and rage. Nobody has taught them to accept a no peacefully. No one has taught them how to go through the full range of human emotion, to be disappointed, to be hurt beyond belief, to feel disrespected without destroying something or someone. When we have that in our family, we need a place to call. We need someone to talk to. And suffering that in silence, being scared all alone, is what we want to change. We don't have the system yet. And I welcome every single person to be part of thinking about what is the system that we need so that people have somewhere to call. When someone is showing those signs, because they show the signs, it's not out of the blue almost ever. When they show the signs that the people who love them, the people who know them, have somewhere to go to talk about it and to get support that is not punitive, that can prevent this path, this recipe we keep making over and over again, to stop and to change. And 2 weeks from now, you're going to see in BART, you're going to see on some bus station, what is that called? Bus shelters. You're going to see some artwork, original artwork by a young Asian woman artist with some messaging. It will be in Chinese, it will be in English, and some other languages too, to flood our public space, underground and above ground, with the messaging that we want to have real. One of them will be the friend who brings it up. Bring up something hard with your friend. Take it from silence to active sharing. There will be a message that will say we all deserve respect. In a family, every single person, the oldest person, the youngest person, the strongest person, the weakest person, the person who makes the most money, the person who does all the work but makes no money, we all deserve respect. There will be one that says our community, our responsibility. And that's the one that makes me most happy and grateful toward you tonight, is that you already are showing that poster. Our community, our responsibility. Our community's pain, our responsibility. Our community's aggression, our responsibility. Our community's young people and elderly people, newly married people, our responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you, Orchid. And I'll just say that I know something about Orchid's work, and she really does miracles on a shoestring, serving thousands and thousands of victims of domestic violence every year, and particularly during the pandemic, really did God's work. So thank you, Orchid. It's cold. We're halfway through the program. To bring some warmth, it's my pleasure to introduce Susanna Yi. Susanna is the co-founder of Asians Belong, and you might know her grandmother, Yik Oi Huang, whose name I've learned means abundant love. Susanna.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight, for remembering the people we've lost. And we're going to send some energy through our body, through our movements, to people who need it, their families, your families. We're also going to move the qi. The qi is energy. And we have a lot of pent-up energy stored maybe in our neck and our shoulders. Raise your candle if you have tight shoulders right now. 你個膊頭緊唔緊啊？緊。So we'll do some movements in silence and just follow along. 我哋會做啲動作，拉下筋，你可以跟我一齊做。Okay? Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. 吸氣，遞高, look up to the heavens. Stretch and exhale, arms down. Relax the shoulders, 放鬆個膊頭。再嚟一次，吸氣 ，inhale， 望向天，呼氣 ，exhale， 望向地 ，take a look at the ground。Turn the head to the right, 望向右邊 ，stretch the neck, the left side. Stretch it to the other side, 望向左。And repeat. 再嚟，右邊 right and left. Now take a look at the people around you as you turn to the right. Maybe smile with your eyes and acknowledge them being here. Take a look to the left. Stretch the right side of your neck and shoulder. Remember to breathe. 記住吸氣同呼氣。Coming back to center. 我哋個膊頭遞高 ，shoulders up, draw back, 拉向後。Let's do it a few more times. Inhale, 吸氣 ，big sigh out. Few more times. Inhale, 吸氣，大聲放鬆。再嚟吸。Okay, last one. 吸氣 inhale. And now move our shoulders, shimmy, shimmy. Yo, 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 ball. A little, yeah, shake it off. Shake the legs. 放咗呢啲唔好嘅佢, right? Shake off that energy, that chi. The body keeps the score. So anytime there's trauma, you see maybe a dog or an animal, they go, "Ugh." That's what they're doing. They're resetting their nervous systems. So we want to look silly, but it feels really good. That's why we also. This is a somber event. However, these are the reasons why people express anger in very destructive ways. Is because they don't have ways to express it in non-destructive and peaceful and in productive ways. So this is for you here to move and release. If you don't have words, if you don't have tears, this is another way. So remember your breath, remember your body, take care of yourselves. 有好多人唔識得用呢啲方法嚟發泄嚟放鬆，做佢哋有啲唔好嘅方法。就我哋而家今晚係學少少喐動，放咗啲氣佢我哋唔好谷住喺裏面。OK， 好，唔該晒，多謝晒 ，thank you。
Our next speaker knows something on the topic of gun violence and loss. Her name is Maddie Scott, and she is the founder of Healing for Families and Our Nation.
Thank you, Charles. Ooh, that felt good. I needed that. I really did. It's an honor to be here, not under these circumstances, but it's good to be here with all of you, that we stand here in solidarity today against violence, against all violence. You see, 26 years ago, I lost my son in my community by someone that looked like me to gun violence. I lost a nephew also in 2007 to gun violence. I lost a niece 2014 to cyberbullying when her boyfriend broke up with her and put some really awful things on Facebook about her. She couldn't take it. She checked in a psych facility, stayed the 14 days, checked out, and jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge at age 24. So violence has hit my home personally for many, many years. But I refuse to let it keep me silent. I refuse to be isolated. I refuse to not speak about it. When this happened in Half Moon Bay and in Los Angeles at Monterey Park, it happens to me and anyone that I could tell you that's been impacted by gun violence all over again. We relive the nightmare of our loved ones. It hits us all over again. This is a picture of my son, George C. Scott. I lost him July 17, 1996. The very next day, July 18th, was his son, my grandson, 6th birthday. I had to tell my grandson on his birthday, who was waiting for his dad to call him, that your dad went to heaven. I couldn't tell him how his dad was killed or how he was murdered. And I tell you, the scream that I heard on that phone from my 6-year-old grandson, that scream wakes me up every day to do this work, so that another grandmother or mother or anyone would have to suffer the way we suffered from gun violence. It's something that we can stop. It's something that we can do together. I stand here proudly to serve as Brady, California, United Against Violence as their president. And we're doing everything that we can to ban assault weapons and weapons of mass destruction. We're doing a lot of work in Brady and Mothers in Charge and United Players and getting guns off the street with the gun buyback. We're doing a lot of work every single day with our leaders, our mayors, Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and our president with the Safer Bipartisan Act against gun violence. But I'm glad that you're here today. I am so glad that you're here. Not under these circumstances, but I'm glad that we're here because this is about all of us or none of us. Your pain is my pain. Your community is my community. We must stand united in this nation. United together. Together, we stand to ban assault weapons in this nation. We will tell our leaders, no more, no more. Enough is enough. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. I want to go to graduations and weddings and bar mitzvahs and baby showers. I'm tired of going to funerals. So on behalf of those families, all the victims, we are standing here today to speak for them. We're standing for those that can't speak anymore. I will not be quiet. I will not shut up. I will not be still until all of us are safe. Until you can go to the mall and shop without looking over your shoulders. Till our kids can go to school and not have gun drills. So that we cannot have mass shootings. Each one of us must reach someone and teach one. Each one must reach one and teach one that violence is not the way. Hurt people hurt people. I was hurt. I was wounded. I was one of those mothers. I couldn't get up out of bed. Someone shared about their depression. It depressed me so bad when my son was murdered. Couldn't get out of bed, couldn't do anything, couldn't function for my family, couldn't do anything until I got mental health services and got treatment. And because of my mother and her prayers, I even gave up on my faith. But thank God, I'm not there anymore. I'm about healing. Healing you, healing me, healing each other. Loving one another. Loving one another. And pulling down this hatred. The hatred that we have in our nation. We must pull it down. Because you see, all of us are beautiful. We're all created by the same God. Each of us are individual flowers. Beautiful. Unique. But today, we put all the flowers in the bouquet. And we are standing here as a bouquet of justice, of love, of peace, of unity, of strength. Thank you for being here today to be that bouquet. We must continue to fight. This is not over. There will be more shootings, we know that. But we will not be quiet. We will not shut up. We will not stand still. We are saying enough is enough. We're going to stand united to ban assault weapons in this nation. We're going to stand to ban assault weapons and weapons of mass destruction in this nation because it's about all of us. And teach our kids to love one another. We can't wait till they become teenagers. We have to get them small in kindergarten and teach them that love is the way and that we all deserve to live. We all deserve to respect one another, to live in unity and in harmony and in peace, and to teach and educate each other about each other's cultures. That's what it's all about. I'm so grateful to my parents for raising me to not hate. I could have been easily a person of hate because I grew up in the South in Jim Crow, where I was spit on, called derogatory names, mistreated because of my skin color. But my father said, no, no, hatred is not the way. Love is. We're all God's children. We're all in this country, and we all have to live together. And I have faith and strength in each and every one of you that showed up here for the families that showed up here. Because 26 years ago, there was nobody there. There was no one there for us mothers when we were crying out, saying our kids are being murdered in the street in our neighborhoods. My son was number 53 of 96 homicides in 1996. Out of those 96 homicides, 85 were African American and the other were Latino and one Caucasian. So see, this is about all of us or none of us. And together, we can do it. I know we can. Together, we can change this. In the voting booth, on Capitol Hill, we can stand with our President Joe Biden for the bipartisan bill that he just did. I was there in DC with him and Speaker Pelosi when we put that on the floor. But now it's up to us individually in our neighborhoods, in our communities. Let's not let this be the last time. This is the year of the rabbit. I love rabbits. My mother raised rabbits. They're funny, they're fuzzy, they multiply, and they're beautiful. So let's multiply with the rabbits with justice. Let's multiply peace. Let's multiply unity, love, and strength with each other. I know we can. I have faith in you. I have faith in our nation. That's why we all here in America, the United States of America. Let's become the United States of America. Let's be united on every front for justice, for peace, and for love and humanity. Together we can. It's about all of us or none of us. And if no one told you they love you today, I love you. And I thank you for coming out here today. Thank you.
You're beautiful.
Thank you, Maddie, for what you stand for and for standing with us today. I'd like to introduce the next speaker, Elaine Pang. Elaine is a renowned mental health advocate and educator. She's the executive director and founder of Mental Health Association for Chinese Communities and the recipient of the National Alliance on Mental Illness National's Multicultural Outreach Award. Elaine Pang.
Thank you. Today, I first time to hear about Josephine's story. And thank you so much, Josephine. Where are you? Yeah, you are very brave. So I'm so touched for your personal share, your mental health story. These issues, we are very painful for this coming on the issues we passed the 2 days. They bring the two questions and two things we coming my mind is the gun violence. Hello? Gun violence. So again and again, every hour in United States, we happen again and again. So how do we change this one? I'm so tired. A lot of things the meeting again and again. So when we can stop that? We must make the policy maker to know that gun control, it must be done. Enough is enough. Yeah, I think this topic is too much. I think everyone already talked about that. But we need to action. We need to action. So everyone, I beg you, I encourage you to talk to your policymaker. Just not only one California, one state. It's from the federal, the whole country, United States. You can see another country which country just like our United States. A lot of the gun crime. So that's the first thing coming up. And the second thing is the mental health. Yeah. I know the California mental health system is broken. Especially for the Asian community, we didn't get enough the support. And also the culture stigma. So I'm very grateful. Thank you for Josephine Chow today, your sharing. Okay. So be kind to your neighbor, be kind to your colleague, everyone around you. So little kindness is matter. And also the community, the treatment is love and unite. Yeah, thank you so much. I want to be let the people who listen in this, the community, they open, they support for them. If they going through the tragical and challenging things, hard time, yeah, the community will help them. Just open their mind to seek help. The warm line mental health the association, the warm line is 800 881 81. Actually, it's the Chinese, the warm line. So I use the Chinese to say that if you heard about, if you go through the hard time and you didn't find out the solution, you feel the mental, you need help, just call the warm line. 如果你經歷咗好緊要嘅，而家精神有啲咩需要嘅話，唔該你哋打呢個熱線啦，呢個暖線啦，個電話係800-881-8502。多謝 ，thank you。
Thank you, Elaine. I'd like to welcome someone that I've just gotten to know over the past couple of days, Aliana Lily Yang. Aliana, and I'm going to read this because it's so impressive. Aliana is an actor and a classically trained vocalist based in San Francisco. She's been studying and performing with the San Francisco Opera, ACT San Francisco, Broadway Sacramento, Actors Technique New York, and Westlake School for the Performing Arts. In the last 2 years, Aliana has won 26 regional, national, and international vocal and talent competitions with 56 category wins in all. And I guess as a small side note, she's performed in Carnegie Hall twice, and that was just last year. And Aliana is 11 years old. Aliana Yang.
You spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction, oh, beautiful release. Memories seep from my veins, let me be empty. Oh, and weightless, and maybe I'll find some peace tonight. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here. So tired of the straight lines, and everywhere you turn, there's vultures and thieves at your back. The storm keeps on twisting. You keep on building the lies that you make up for all that you lack. It don't make no difference. Escape one last time. It's easier to believe in this sweet madness, all this glorious sadness that brings me to my knees. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here. You're in the arms of your angel. May you find some comfort here. Thank you.
Liliana Yang. Josephine.
Thank you everyone for being here tonight. We have experienced so much collectively. This is a time we can't forget. We can't forget how important we are to ourselves, how important we are to our families and community. And don't forget to lend that hand to your neighbors and colleagues and yield sometimes. Sometimes being right does not mean that you have to win. Sometimes being right means you are being kind. And I believe that you all can be kind. We all can be kind. And as long as we are kind, there are people that can still be here. I wish that you take care of yourself and everyone around you. Love everyone like you love yourself. Treat everyone like you would be treated. And our world will be a better place. I hope that we can continue the conversation, make changes in legislation, make changes on how we deal with mental health, and remove all those taboos and stigmas. And we can start from each and every one of us. Thank you.
And that's the end of our formal program. We have one simple ask for you at the end Before we get there, I'd like to thank our organizers, Community as One, APAs versus Hate, Delta Chinatown Initiative, Asians Are Strong, Brady United Against Gun Violence, Chinatown Volunteer Coalition, Chinese Historical Society of America, Chinese American Democratic Club, Chinese for Affirmative Action, Compassion in Oakland, Dear Community, Moms Demand Action, Save Cantonese, Stand with Asian Americans, and Stand with Asians.
And additionally, we would like to recognize some other supporters that are here with us tonight. They include the San Francisco Police Department, the Sheriff's Department. We have here the Mayor of Fremont, Lily May, State Senator Scott Wiener, Assessor Recorder Joaquin Torres, San Mateo County Supervisor David Canepa, Supervisors Rafael Mendelman, Supervisor Catherine Stephanie, City Attorney David Chu, Nancy Tung, Reverend Norman Fong, Sin Choi, Gabby Gifford's Law Center, the San Francisco Interfaith Council, Coalition for Community Safety and Justice, Students Demand Action, Asian American Administrators Association, People of Parkside Sunset, Alice B. Toklas LGBTQ Democratic Club, Harvey Milk Democratic Club, Unite Democratic Club, the NAACP, the Third Baptist Church, We Are One. And I wanted to close off to thank you all for being here. Some of you came from quite far. Some of you, it was much easier to get here. But we all took the time and made the effort to be here together tonight. And I would like us to all thank one another for being together in this time of grief and healing. Grief takes through the entire spectrum of human emotions, and it's often done quite privately. It happens in the shower, while we're driving, throughout the day. But healing, we can help each other. Healing requires connection and another person. And with that, I would like us to offer us to take advantage of this space here. We hope that this event has allowed us to facilitate kind of a place for us to begin the journey of grieving and healing. I hope that we can encourage conversation and connection. And as we take off and move on with our evening, I would like for you to humor me in an exercise. Can you please turn around and make eye contact with someone that you don't know? Say hello. Ask how they're doing. Make a connection. Make a friend. Express your emotions. Thank you very much.
Hello，係大家好。啱啱嗰個問題係希望你哋咧互相望對方隔離嘅人嘅眼咧，望住對方，同大家試下釋放下你啲愛意同埋善意。多謝。
It's been a week. Oh.
We mourn, grieve, and honor the 18 lives lost and those injured and whom are still recovering, and also the impacted family members of these unfathomable tragedies. I know our communities are reeling and are in need of healing, comfort, and hope. And we hope you found some of that with us tonight during this vigil. I want to remind everyone that the 2 official GoFundMes for the 2 incidents are up and live right now. The Half Moon Bay Fund was just created a few hours ago, and they're currently nearing around 6,000. The Monterey Park GoFundMe went live on Sunday morning and is now currently close to 900,000. So if you have the means, please do send through your donations. All the funds will be donated directly to the families or organizations who can direct support the victims and survivors. And remember, if you're eligible, please do apply for a donation match through your company's giving program in order to maximize your monetary contribution. I do have a few reminders as well before we end this stream. Please remember to center the impacted families and the communities. Remember that the families of at least 18 Asian American victims have lost their loved ones, and 2 communities are reeling from violence during a time meant for celebration. We all need to come together to mourn and support the Monterey Park community and the Half Moon Bay community. A lot of our organizations are focusing on community care and safety needs. As we are now hearing and details about these incidents and impact to those impacted are emerging, it is apparent that they need care and support. The survivors and grieving families of these communities must be supported through their trauma, and various forms of violence that harm our communities must be addressed. Please also support your local organizers and their efforts. During tragedies like these, lean on community for strength. We are coming together, and a lot of the organizations you've heard about today are coordinating efforts at local, states, and national levels, and even international levels. If you'd like to help and contribute, please do reach out and support your local leadership. Help and encourage survivors to come forward and be matched with the services that these organizations are providing, and also send through resources and funds. You can always reach out to us as well if you want to connect with other organizations. And remember, each one of us has more power than we think. Another reminder is to continue celebrating upcoming Lunar New Year events and other events as well. These Lunar New Year events are continuing around the nation and around the world. There really is importance and significance in celebrating and sharing love with each other. Hate is a virus and love is the cure. Also, these celebration events are vital for local businesses and communities. And those who feel safe and ready should gather for healing and closeness, just like we did tonight. All right, so this stream will be made available later tonight for on-demand viewing. We will enable closed captioning, and we'll do our best to enable translated subtitles. Again, we would like to thank the following orgs for putting together tonight's vigil. Communities Are One, APAs versus Hate, Asians Are Strong, Asians Belong, Brady United Against Gun Violence, Chinatown Volunteer Coalition, Chinese American Democratic Club, Chinese for Affirmative Action, Compassion in Oakland, Dear Community, Delta Chinatown Initiative, Moms Demand Action, Save Cantonese, Stand with Asian Americans, and Stand with Asians. And I'd also like to pull in Chris, because Chris is always doing this amazing work behind the scenes, managing all the screen shares and the ticker and all sorts of things like that. So please, Chris, come join us and just say hello and tell us anything that's on your mind right now.
Hey everyone. It's been a very difficult week or so at this point. However, I am very heartened to see the community come together, regardless of what's happened. Very heartening and uplifting to see the community in San Francisco come together so well, and it was a fantastic ceremony. If you're joining us just now and you haven't watched all of it, I encourage, this will be on demand in just a short little bit once we close, so go back and watch through it. Some very powerful speakers tonight, some very moving speakers. So very good to see everyone come together and continue supporting one another. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. So to close off, we just want to say that peace, love, unity, and justice are what will carry us through these hard times, and also help ensure our next generations won't have to suffer through these tragedies. So please hug your loved ones and smile at a stranger sometime this week. That was such a powerful exercise at the end of that vigil in San Francisco. And we thank you all for being here and joining us. And please share the link once it's ready. Pull in your family and friends to watch this vigil. And we'll see you at an upcoming event or celebration for the Asian American, Pacific Islander, and Native Hawaiian community. Thank you, everyone.